people do not know. Did you know that the HDMI cable is called a high definition multimedia interface in full? If you didn't know, now you know. What I'm holding here is an HDMI, and it is used to move data or information from cameras to laptops, from laptops to screen displays, from laptops to projectors. Yes, that is the exact purpose of an HDMI cable. It helps you connect the videos you're taking. It helps you to project the scriptures that you project. There are so many different types of HDMI cable. This one that I have here is a high speed. The longer the cable, the worse its performance. So for very long cables, you actually have to boost them with a booster that helps you get crisp or clear images. These cables come in very different sizes, and they are useful in very different ways. This one I am holding here is an HDMI to HDMI cable, but there are so many different types of cables. For example, this camera I'm holding here is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, and its HDMI is full HDMI. That means this HDMI can fit without any trouble. So it is HDMI to HDMI, and then the other side will go to the switcher or to the video capture device. No problem at all. But there are so many different cameras. There are so many different types of cameras that have different types of ports, HDMI ports. For example, this is the Lumix GH3. This is the Lumix GH3, and its HDMI port is smaller. It's the HDMI macro. There's the HDMI micro, and there's the HDMI mini, which are very different. Before you buy an HDMI for your camera, make sure you find out if it is a mini, macro, or micro, or if it's a full HDMI, so that you don't end up buying an HDMI that you will not use. Before you buy your HDMI, also check if it is high speed. If it is very short, it is better at performance than if it is very long. And if it is very long, make sure it has a booster, or it has an indication that it is a high-speed connector. And I think the mistakes that we really make as media people is just buying cables and not taking care of them. For instance, if you're using the mini cable and it is small, you really have to take care of the ends because it breaks easily. It is more fragile than the full HDMI. You have to make sure that you take care of your cable so that it does not break. Make sure when you're changing batteries or you're changing cards on your camera, you have removed the cable and secured it somewhere before you change anything, so it is not left hanging, because it is very fragile and it can break easily. This full HDMI is also still very fragile, and it has to be taken care of. How you fold your cables tells us so much about who you are, if you're a careless media personnel or you're not. Because see how I've folded my cable? It's very neatly folded. I have not... Oh, I can't even get myself to do that. I have not strained my cable, and by straining it, you spoil it quickly, and that's how people complain that their cables are spoiled. Oh, it was just okay, I don't know how, we came for the meeting and it's not working anymore. You really have to make sure you fold them properly. Fold them in the lines that you found them folded before. Do not try to create extra foldings and harm your cable. That's several things you need to know about the HDMI. Be very careful with it, especially if it is the mini, micro, or macro. You have to be very, very careful with them. If they are very long, make sure they have a booster, because they will tend to distort your feed every other time. Make sure you get the right HDMI for the right cable. You can ask. Make sure you do your research and find out if it's a micro, macro, mini, or full HDMI. I think that's all you need to know about the HDMI cable. Today on Get to Know Your Media Gadget, we explored the very commonly used HDMI. It is used, but it's not very known to many. Remember, get to know your gadget before you buy it. Get to know it before you buy it. The next time somebody asks you, what is an HDMI cable? Tell them it is a high definition multimedia interface. And you look like you know what you're saying.